So if someone said, I'll give you $1 million to climb a 2,000-foot tower, you know what? Keep the $1 million. I ain't doing it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Movie Emporium's movie review of Fall, the newest film from director Scott Mann. So, Fall is this new action suspense film that stars Grace Caroline Currey and, of course, Virginia Gardner as Becky and Hunter. Becky is an individual with her friend who lost her husband in a climbing accident, so now she kind of, wallows in self pity and, because of the situation, she's resorted to alcoholism. And one day, her friend Hunter, who was unfortunately part of that accident, offers her a chance to kind of come out of her rut and do something crazy and over the top and garner, YouTube, TikTok views and stuff like that. So what are they going to do? They're going to climb a 2,100 foot out of commission cell tower. And it's basically they go to the tower, they climb it. When they get to the top of the tower, basically the ladder to that portion of the tower, which connects to the top, completely falls apart, leaving them stranded on top of the tower, which, you can imagine where it goes from there. And on top of everything, they need to survive. They need to find a way to get a hold of someone since there's no cell service. And it becomes a survivalist film in a lot of aspects. And on top of everything, they're racing against time because they have no water and stuff like that. So I can honestly venture a guess that most people do not know anything about this film, to be fairly honest. They may have seen the poster in the theater, but it's a film that hasn't been marketed very well by Lionsgate, which is kind of strange. They put out a trailer about a month ago, but you really haven't seen any like TV spots or any marketing of sorts. So I don't feel like this movie is getting a lot of buzz, to be fairly honest. But I watched the trailer; it looked interesting. I like the idea of survivalist films. Like the have you ever seen Frozen? Not the Disney film, but the other movie about people stranded in a ski lift and stuff like that. Those films are interesting to me because you are stuck. You have one location, one place, very low budget in filmmaking, and you have to find a way to make it interesting, entertaining, exciting, also scary, and very unpredictable in a lot of respects. So Scott Mann, the director, using these two individuals being 2,100 feet in the air, which a lot of this is green screen, but if you think about it, it's very uncomfortable feeling, to be fairly honest. I am not a big fan of heights, so 2,100 feet in the air with a movie, it's going to make me sweat a little bit no matter how bad the movie is or how good the movie is. So I was intrigued to watch this. I was willing to give myself a chance. Like, one of the most intense moments in the theater I've ever been to is during Ghost Protocol with the whole Burj Khalifa stuff. So what the heck? I was able to get an early screening copy of this. Thank you to Lionsgate for that. And what was my honest opinion of this movie? Well, honestly, I'm really mixed on this film, and the reason for that is it's not a terrible film. It has some enjoyable moments, especially some of the when they're on top of the tower. But when there's not a lot of promotion for a film like this, it is a little worrisome. It almost feels like the studio has no faith in this film, that they know it's going to be pretty terrible. You can kind of see it, to be fairly honest. You can see like the terribly written dialogue, the terribly character moments, the ideas that there's leaps of logic, and the idea that just these are supposed to be expert climbers in a lot of respects, but they do stuff that is just completely just out of the norm and stupid for logical reasons. I mean, to be fairly honest, if you think about it, I guess maybe Thrillist or people that love the thrill of going into places that are very dangerous maybe would do this after an accident that involves someone that died that they know. But I just don't see Becky just being coerced this easily. Like, she is literally like at a bar drinking, and all of a sudden her friend shows up and is like, "Hey, you want to go climb a 2,100 foot tower?" And she's like, "Heck yeah, I'm gonna do it." Even though I have like problems with my brain and kind of psychology, she's just gonna go, "Yeah, we're gonna climb this tower that hasn't been upkept in many many years." And I guess I just kind of have to throw that out the window when it comes to logic. But there's stuff they even do when they're on top of the tower. It doesn't make any sense. The fact that the idea of what Hunter represents, who's supposed to be like the alpha of the group and stuff like that, and she just kind of has a weird justification as somebody who just doesn't seem logical in her reasoning, I guess you could say. And then, like I said, Becky and all that stuff. It really is a problematic situation. And when they're on top of the tower, like I said, they're just doing some stupid, stupid things. And, you would think you would have safeguards. Maybe it's just, how people are, but you would think you would have safeguards to keep yourself from, like, especially if you're dealing with like a Final Destination situation where like bolts and stuff like that are coming out of the ladder. Do you think you would have like a long enough rope that it would, if something like that happened, you would be able to, get down to the ground? But that doesn't happen in this movie because you need like an hour and 45 minutes to justify your timing and stuff like that. But I will say this, I think that outside of some of the terrible green screen moments, I do think this movie is effective when it comes to its kind of in your face visceral feel. To be fairly honest, it is very unnerving, especially if you don't like heights. You will sweat, you will feel uncomfortable, because when you're up that high, when you have no escape, what do you do? And you just kind of, how do you survive in a situation like that, and where does that lead? And like, if you have no water, do you drink your own urine, or what do you do? And it's just that type of stuff in a movie, even if the movie's terrible, is still justification for something that is still a little visceral fun, I guess you could say. I just wish the characters were better developed. And there are some other supporting characters in this movie that are what I would call the worst of society, to be fairly honest. They're just stupid, like tropes and stuff like that. They justify no sense or purpose in this movie outside of just being dicks. And overall, I just think it just is what it is, but it just has problems with its logic and reasoning, even on that end. But like I said, I still enjoyed the movie for what it's worth. It's still an entertaining movie. It's not the worst I've seen this year. It's not going to be definitely the best I've seen this year. And I think for the most part, the two actresses that are having to like keep this movie on their shoulders are at least attempting to show the fear and strain and kind of try and be a more realistic and approach instead of being fearful and scared all the time. They're trying to, work around the situation. I just wish it was written a little bit better by the writers, and I wish it was a little more justification with what it's trying to do. And like I said, it leads to some conclusions that are, they are problematic in a lot of respects and don't really they're just there for more of like shock value, I guess you could say. So in the end, Fall is not the greatest movie in the world, but I don't think it's going to be something that, if you see in the theater or you see on whatever streaming service eventually comes on, that you're going to be totally offended by watching it. You might actually enjoy it. Like I said, I did. For the most part, it's stupid fun. It's like Moonfall. It's just like, it's there, it's stupid, but it has moments of, entertainment value, I guess you could say. So with that said, that is my take on Fall, the new film that is definitely reaching into my fear zone when it comes to heights and stuff like that. So anyways, with that said, thank you so much for watching. Comments below. Are you interested in seeing this movie? Do you like movies like this about thrill seeking and stuff like that? Let me know in the comments. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.